I'm
Nice,
here.
Chris.
Sorry, I forgot again. I forgot yet on Tuesday, and if it had been Wednesday, I would have remembered. But it was Christmas.
Alright. I think we just want to go through, finish up the presentation, and then go through and talk about what we want to do to the build before we present it, before we submit it. So let's start with the presentation. 1 second, let me get there. Okay. Jeff and I are in. And we have basically everything, but we just want to go through one more time, I guess, just to make sure everything. We had some comments, just maybe address those comments real quick and make sure we are good to go with everything. Is everybody in and looking?
Yep.
Are you here, Dave?
Yep. Yep.
Just wait on Chris, I think, to join in. Alright. One more time, fresh from the top, make sure everything looks and feels the way we want it to look and feel. Alright, so first slide, dear God, why did Chris make these useless Tito dust collectors you call hands? Make a comic. Dear loser, let there be stripped. Party game for mobile, tablet, and PC. Built on WebGL. I still think that maybe we call that built for browser or something. So that people understand how you're getting there, or do I? Because I wonder if they don't know what WebGL is, or even if they do, they'll think of it as something else, or think that maybe we're not using Unity. What do you think? Built for browser?
As long as we think they would understand that it's not a game you only play in a browser, but that you can use a browser for your controller, like Jackbox.
Well, then that even the WebGL thing doesn't mean, or would mean only browser too. They mean the same thing, except WebGL is more abstract. You have to have some sort of tech knowledge.
If a man really hated ads, here's what he would do. Day one, he would install Pi on his computer without spending a dime because it's 100% free.
I think it's fine as is. And my comments, or the comments I made, are what my suggestion, my only remaining suggestions.
He doesn't have to deal with annoying cookie pop-ups or targeted ads. Day 3.
I personally think that it's technically inaccurate to say built for WebGL. Also, is there that bottom line there, Jeff? Is that on that slide? Is that like a picture behind this picture?
I don't know.
I tried moving it and I couldn't see anything behind it, but.
Oh wait, does that need to be there to click?
No, there's nothing for clicking there. We can get rid of that. We can delete that. That was probably the old placeholder text. If you're updating that slide, would it be easy? Could we? If that is part of the image, then maybe we get rid of it. I know it's small and minor, but I do.
It is. Let me take a look at that.
Here, hold on. I'll fix it.
You can crop it, but it might be. Jeff might.
I'm just gonna put a black line over.
If we're gonna say built on WebGL, I'd rather just say built for browser. Because built on WebGL does not sound. Well, it says the same thing, but in more too technical terms.
What if we just get rid of that line entirely?
A party game built for mobile, tablet, and PC. I'd be okay with that too.
Yeah, I would prefer that than saying browser personally.
Yeah, a party game for mobile, tablet, and PC. That's actually, I like that better. Could you do that, Jeff, if you don't mind? Alright, wait for that to be replaced.
It's loading. I'll be right back.
No worries.
Okay, I'm just getting rid of the built on WebGL part.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is it being funky? We could try to do that thing where we delete the slide and copy
that's,
here, I'll delete it here. And then we'll make a new slide. Control A, delete, and try that.
There
How do we make it full screen? Does it not just automatically adjust to the size of the...
we go. Oh, what the hell?
Maybe here, let me try deleting again, and maybe I need to copy a slide instead of deleting. Or, here, ready? I'll delete this. Copy and paste this slide, which already has an image, and then delete that. Try that now.
There we
There it is, yeah. Okay, that looks better. Alright. Party game for mobile, tablet, and PC. I like that better. Yeah. Simple, easy. They don't need to know how, they just need to know that you can play it on all those things. Good.
Alright.
Make a comic. Hey chicken, what's done? Good joke. Still quality. Made in game. I like it. With your friends. Yeah, I think this still works, right? Nothing wrong here. Oh, this is a little weird. I'm not sure if this is... How hard would that be to fix, Jeff? You see the left side of that right panel? And weirdly, just the very right side, a tiny little sliver on the middle panel.
That's
is
easy
like...
to fix. That's easy.
Yeah.
Is it just those?
That's all I can see right now. Yeah.
Yep. One sec. Just gotta find which one it's on. Where the hell is this? Weird. Alright.
Oh, does that not have the hold it? It's missing the text.
You're right.
Sorry. It looks like there's a lot, like a gap on the bottom, on the right one now, on the bottom, where you can see where it doesn't line up. Oh, there we go. That's the old one.
That's the old one.
Sorry, it's a pain, but
No,
I just don't
it's
want
hard
there to be
line these
any.
up perfectly because I'm putting PNGs on top of.
If it's too much, I'm not sure. I don't think anyone will notice other than me. I'm just trying to nitpick, just make sure I find, or checking every little corner to see if there's anything. Because it is a very art-driven game, and I don't want them to like look at it and go,
Yeah.
I think that we're being sloppy or anything, or that we're not like double checking that kind of thing.
Okay.
Okay, good. I like it. All right. And compare. Nothing wrong there. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. Yeah, I think we're good. All right, and then we're met with the basics. You're met with a blank comic strip. Pull some stickers out of a hat. Place them in the panels to create your comic. No drawing required. Add text and word bubbles. Show it off.
How do I go into present mode again?
Slideshow. Top right.
Alright, and we're on the basics.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That goes into the game. Play with your friends, with your Twitch audience, by yourself. Comics plus Jackbox. Seems straightforward.
My one only comment about this is the comics plus Jackbox equals stripped is the least, because of the way the negative space works in the black and what's white basically.
Yeah, you don't really focus on it. I agree. You may not see it. I also think with this and slide 8 back to back is still the most jarring part of the presentation. In terms of just there's a lot going on in those slides, and it's visually still, I think, hard to parse.
What if we switched slide 7 and 6?
We could try that. Let me just see what it looks like. So stripped, then you see the comics. Hopefully they laugh at.
I like
one
that
of
a lot
them.
better actually, because there's not as many. You're not parsing two large images back to back. I like that a lot better.
Yeah, I think that is going to be a better thing. So starting from stripped, I'm going down, looking at these comics, and you have one last comic to parse, but after seeing other comics, but these top 3 were easy to read. Play with your friends to try to inspire yourselves.
7 and 8 are now back to back.
Yeah, this is I think why we didn't originally have them back to back.
Well, I do like it that they're.
I like the way
you
it is
do
now.
like. I thought we didn't because it was redundancy, but maybe it's not the worst thing.
No, they were
world.
back to back before. It was just in a different order.
No, it was 7 or 6. It was the basics. Then it was the game. Then it was the let me go into slideshow mode and look through as a whole here.
I was doing that, but then when people say the numbers, you can't see them, or at least I didn't see where it said where they are. What
yeah, I just for now I just need to see, like, try to put myself in that headspace of like what is of them first time you're going through this, someone looking at this from scratch. Yeah, I agree with Chris that the only downside of this is of the game slide is that comics plus Jackbox it equals stripped isn't the thing you're gonna really look at. It may not be that big a deal.
It's not that big a deal. My only suggestion to fix it would be time consuming.
I think people will see it because the way your eye goes is it starts with play, you go with your friends, you go down to your Twitch audience, and then like the next thing you're going to go to is by yourself, and that's like right in between it.
I think you'll get to it after all the bubbles. If you take the time to appreciate the image, that's the next place your eye will go after. So yeah, you'll go play, bubble 1, bubble 2, bubble 3, and then to the middle. But you may skip over it if you have a lot of these to deal with. A lot of these things on the deck, but maybe at this point we've grabbed you with like interesting comics and design. If we have made you laugh, I think in the first set of comics, then you might be on board to keep going to go that far. Then we have the basics. You're met with a blank comic strip. Pull some stickers out of a hat, place them in the panels to create your comic. No drawing required. Add text and word bubbles. Show it off. I think that's the reasonable way to read this slide.
This is also actually, it doesn't matter. Never mind. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, the only comment I had here was pull some stickers out of a hat. Could it be rephrased to pick a sticker or something, right? So, but it doesn't. I don't think it's that important. Most of the modes are random, so I think it's fine. It doesn't. I think it does actually. It does a better job at describing your average experience with the game versus like the sandbox mode that a lot of people won't mess with.
Yeah, that's fine. I think I have no comments about 7 or 8.
All right. Now we're on back into the fever dream of this guy. Blank canvas. Pick a sticker that's pulling it out of the hat, so that does actually tie back well to the last slide. Slap it down. Right words.
I'm going to say, the thing I was going to say is the big no drawing required here makes me think we could at least remove no drawing required in the basics in the previous one. But whatever, it doesn't really matter.
I'd be okay with that if that's easy to do. I do think that having less text on that screen is better. Is that hard to do, Jeff? Or
no, I have it open. You want it off the basics?
Off the basics.
Yeah. No drawing required can be removed from here because we have it in the next slide. I also think it's implied by just the way that that box reads in general. You're pulling stickers out of a hat. They're stickers. You're not drawing them. And it actually fits even better in this slide 8 because we're back into this guy's perspective, and this is almost like God pitching it to him. No drawing required. You don't need to draw, sir. This guy who can't draw. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah, I like that. I like that change. Okay. Then we go to the feature breakdown. Create a comic using stickers, characters, accessories, props, various poses, word bubbles, network multiplayer, rooms and join codes, game modes, competitive, cooperative, creative, sharing, download your comics. Feature mobile input support, panel layout options, share to social media, advanced tools, erasing, coloring, animated effects, Twitch integration, game mode, social media, flip the script. Do we want to change this one?
So my suggestion here was either change game modes to the bullets under it to a play mode with Twitch chat, a mode to play across social media, and pass and play with Steam friends, or remove all bullets from game modes and change it to change it just to more game modes, and then adjust share social media, and then adjust share social media and Twitch integration. I'm not sure what I mean by that.
I like that better. I think we just make it more game modes.
I like the first option better personally.
Remake this one.
What's that, Jeff?
I think I have to remake this one.
Oh no, it's lost the source material.
I don't know. Oh wait, nope. Got it right here. Hooray.
Okay, good.
Right, this is the right size. Hopefully. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I'm fine with either. So I'm fine with either of these things. My preference would be the first, but I don't really care. Change game modes to a mode to play with Twitch chat, a mode to play across social media, pass and play with Steam friends, or remove all bullets from game modes, change it to more game modes, and then just that header, and then adjust share to social media and Twitch integration. I didn't say to what.
I think you should keep the game modes header because it's in the current.
Okay, then is everyone okay with the language for the bullets below it being a mode to play with Twitch chat, a mode to play across social media, and pass and play with Steam friends?
I'm not sure. Like the pass and play with Steam friends, to me, is too specific to Steam.
We can just do friends then.
Play with friends online.
Yeah. Yeah, that's also fine.
Yeah, we could do. And how is that different from the social media one?
Social media one would be I post something, all my little followers make, finish it or do their take, right?
But functionally, couldn't you do that with your friends too?
Yes.
So it's the same mode, just instead of sharing it to your Twitch audience through a stream, you share it, or through your Twitter, you just share it to your friends.
The pass and play with friends was meant to be just general, that like you could play this asynchronously with your friends, you could play it asynchronously with your social media following, you could play it, really it's like you can play it asynchronously or not with your friends, you could play it asynchronously with your social media following, you could play it non-asynchronously, at the same time with your Twitch chat.
At that point, I would just like to say, then maybe we just keep asynchronous and just call it a day, the word asynchronous for that bullet.
You're invited to the party.
I think it needs at least 2, probably 3 bullets. But to justify having
at that point, I'd rather say daily finish the prompt or something. Put that one in.
Let's just do game modes. We clearly can't arrive at some language we all agree on this. So like, maybe it's better to just remove the bullets. What was the issue with removing the bullets, Jeff?
He likes it because it's a header on the left-hand side, so it gives some symmetry.
Oh, I was saying, but we would change it to more game modes. Just a general come up with more.
I think
the thing I'm trying to say is like I'm trying to put in these bullets. Here's who you'll play this with, and I think Marcus, you're trying more to say here are the actual like modes, and we don't really have that I don't really want to commit to that in this, but
well, I don't want to commit to that either. That's actually part of my problem with it. But because like those imply specific modes too. If you wanted to somehow rephrase it,
play with social media and Twitch chat to me could mean several different. Those could be several different modes.
But I feel like if saying specifically play with social media, play with Twitch chat implies, like to me they're the same thing. Like we should just say play with your audience or something.
I think I picture a very different mode when I'm picturing sharing to social media versus playing with your Twitch chat or playing with your friends.
Then maybe we just say asynchronous. That covers the gamut there, right? Asynchronous covers all of those.
Asynchronous would cover social media, the mode that I picture as the social media mode, and playing with friends, maybe a mode. But Jeff, if we just changed it to more game modes, would you be okay with that?
Yeah, I'll do whatever.
Alright, let's just change it to more game modes then.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm more okay with more game modes. It is a shame to lose the.
I do think you do lose something in saying like the thing I wanted to communicate here was we have considered how to make different modes with your audience on social media, your audience on Twitch, and with your friends. And that's
the Twitch integration covers it, like the audience thing. Like saying Twitch integration to me still reads like we're gonna put Twitch integration in all those other modes that we already did, the current modes.
Share to social media does not cover does not put the picture in my head of what I'm doing, but whatever, we can just talk.
We could rephrase that line. I talked about how last time we could rephrase that line. This is the point of this session, is to tease out this language so that we get something that will work. I know it's frustrating, but I think it's important to make sure that we get a good this is going to matter, I think, a little bit. We want them to get a immediate sense of or rather avoid any confusion is maybe the easier way to do it. So in that sense, more game modes does that at least. Twitch integration, I think, covers you. They will understand what Twitch integration means, and that's all they need to know. They will 100% understand it, and in my mind, that does mean that they'll think that it's going into the game modes, but they'll 100% that Twitch integration means playing the game in some mode with your friends. And like our game modes currently, competitive, cooperative, and creative, those could be anything. That just covers every possible game mode.
Yeah, I'm down to just change it to more game modes.
We could rephrase share to social media. We could just say Twitch integration, social media integration. Maybe that's all we need. Is that better phrasing? Social media integration, Twitch integration?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't, at the point where you're removing the bullets under game modes, I don't think that I don't think the language, either would be fine. It's actually probably fine as it is. Because I think no matter what you lose, you're losing like putting the idea of a specific mode in their head.
Yeah, but you also remove the risk of them completely mistaking or misunderstanding what the mode could be.
Like Twitch integration could be like, oh, your follower, you can share a, there's a lot of things that are not modes that Twitch integration could be. So like, yeah, it could just mean your audience can watch you on Twitch, right?
I mean, that's any game. I wouldn't call Twitch integration, you know.
Yeah, that's true. I guess, but I don't get the picture of like someone typing in chat to give you a prompt or things like that from just the phrase Twitch integration.
I mean, Twitch integration to me means the audience has some influence in the game. It could be, and that could run the gambit, or run the range of, they get to pick what stickers you get next, to they are actively playing against you, Jackbox style, which they would already be able to do. Which, like, that's actually a bad example. A better example would be they get to vote in the audience, like Jackbox style. Because they could already play in the game, right? If you share the code, they can play. Yeah, so I think maybe we just say more game modes. We have ideas under it to get them intrigued.
I think just more game modes is fine. We could just change it to more game modes.
And maybe just, I think calling it social media integration is fine too. Is everyone cool with that? Social media integration, Twitch integration. It at least has like some sort of consistency there in the language, and then more game modes.
What about play across social media? Is that?
Yeah, I mean, we could do that. I guess that implies the asynchronous mode, right? That's what that is. Play across social media.
I would do play across social media, Twitch integration, and more game modes. Get rid of the bullets under game modes. That's my best effort.
I'm fine with that. Play across social media, Twitch integration, more game modes. That's fine by me.
1 second.
And then could we do we also just want to add something about a daily or something like that, or no?
Well, that is like what the play across social media kind of becomes, right? Like, if you can create a comic for others to finish, then it's the same mode, it's the same like function, right? We just put our own out sometimes, or we put our own out every day.
One more header. I'm kind of running out of room.
I was thinking you would need to fill space because you'll be getting rid of the 3 bullets under game modes, but if...
No, I have more space in between the headers than the...
Okay, that's fine.
I can smush them if...
No need to smush them, I was just trying to fill space.
Okay.
Let's see what it looks like when it's swapped. So mobile input support. Oh, we're missing our dithering.
Oh, what?
On the right side.
How did that happen?
Mobile input support, panel layout options. Oh, Jeff, play across social media replaces share to social media too. That'll give you more space.
Oh, okay, then we can put in whatever you said you wanted to put in.
Daily, just put in daily comic to finish, or daily setup, you do the punchline, something like that. I don't know what the language should be. Daily comics to finish. Daily comics to...
Maybe we don't need to be snappy, right? Maybe that's fine. Daily comics to finish, or daily setups to finish.
Daily...
That one I think is if you're gonna
prompts.
emphasize any mode, that is the one to emphasize because that's the one that like could make this thing.
It's the one.
Take off.
To me, it's like that is the one that is the most easily understandable what it is, without a lot of.
It's
text.
also the one that like, oh, you're on social media and you're seeing that, and then you're like, oh, what is that? Like it has potential for that to happen.
Or maybe just something like daily comics prompt, daily comics challenge.
Challenge might be okay.
Try to do daily comics challenge.
Sorry, Jeff.
Fine. This is easy to do.
I think this wording is important, though. I really do. I know it's a pain in the ass. But I feel we only get one shot at someone reading this and either ignoring it or reaching out. Okay, I think I like this.
Yeah, that looks good.
I think you have to just get undone.
I was just making sure the spaces were even.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I can live with this. Delete these comments.
Dave, I'm so sorry. If you are you here? Actually, I'm sorry to both of you if we decide to do this, but in panel 6, can you draw the left leg of that table that wasn't in the image? It being cut off is the only thing, you know, of all the like little things that is bothering me. Is it how hard would it be for Dave to draw the rest of that table and Jeff for you to paste it into this? Even if it's another image that you just lined up.
I'd have to color that in again, but that's not so bad.
I don't mind it so much. Is there something else we could put there that would fill that space that wouldn't be out of the...
Can you bring the with your friends bubble out to cover it? Or something?
That might be too far. No, I don't think that look bad. What if you like faded it a little bit, like erased it at a gradient?
I also don't think that would look good because it wouldn't be like
even with the rest of the image.
Yeah. It doesn't. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. I shouldn't have brought it up. It's
I didn't notice it until you brought it up.
I didn't even notice it.
To be honest.
What if you just... That would actually require you redoing this whole slide, actually. Or what if you flipped the image, you'd have to repaste over the Jackbox equals comics such that that was lined up with the right side edge, although that's basically redoing it. Whatever, it's not a big deal. Let's just keep going.
Alright, feature breakdown. Alright, why we need you. To cover hosting costs while we get started. To transition to full-time work on the game. I think that makes sense. I do like that it's a finger pointing at them. What we need. $200,000. I like this slide. I think it is perfect.
Yep, this is good.
Roadmap, so this is an important one. Prototype was Global Game Jam 2024. Production, game mode, basic game modes. Here's where you come in. Pre-launch, so polish and porting. launch, 3 full game modes.
What if we change
DLC sticker packs?
What if we change DLC sticker packs under launch to something like just sticker packs or basic sticker packs, and then in support we change that to DLC sticker packs? Originally I had said I wanted to do more sticker packs under there, but I actually think this language of like the DLC sticker packs will come after launch, as something that we do after launch.
It is weird to me that it's DLC sticker packs and then just sticker packs
yeah.
on the right. Yeah, I do think that the language either match exactly. Yeah, I think we just have.
Should either be sticker packs and more sticker packs, or basic sticker packs and DLC sticker packs, or default sticker packs, or something.
I think
like
we
that.
just call it sticker packs and more sticker packs personally. What's that, Jeff?
I was just going to like, if the sticker packs are how we're going to make money, I think that it's a little important that we say it's
DLC.
Yeah,
that's good. I agree with that. I think DLC.
I think we said DLC in launch and then more sticker packs in support.
We could, yeah. It's weird to me calling them DLC, but I guess that's what they would be if it's on Steam, huh? Like that's the only way to do it. They are like entitlements. Maybe we.
Or what if we remove DLC sticker packs from launch and just do DLC sticker packs under support, or the vice versa?
Oh, because then we only have 3 full games under launch, and we want to.
Well, if we just call it purchasable. Purchasable, is that too? Is that maybe DLC's fine?
I think DLC is fine. Everybody knows. You say purchasable, that just makes it sound like you don't want to say DLC for whatever.
Yeah, that's the problem. I don't want to say DLC because it has a negative connotation to it sometimes, especially when it's. But in our game, it makes sense. But a lot of times you just have like DLC like. Oh, like the horse armor, right? Is what it almost comes off as. But in our game, it actually makes a lot of sense.
Also, we never say anywhere in this game, in this thing, that it is a free game.
I don't think we decided that. Yeah. I'm very much against that, in fact. Like, I think that's a bad idea.
That's why we went with the let's monetize thing. That's why we structured it to be... to say we want to sell additional sticker packs. So Chris was worried that saying explicitly free to play.
No, I mean, that is fine.
Too much of a risk.
The thing, I mean,
that's fine. It's been a while.
My main thing was like, my main thing was like, I just think it's better to sell for at least the host to have to buy the game. Because then we can count on a certain amount of server time per host player. I think it would be unwise to, personally, I know nothing about this stuff, but I don't think it would be, having this game be wholly subsidized by, and all this server costs wholly subsidized by selling, sticker packs, I think it would be a mistake, personally.
I don't think it would be a mistake in terms of a business model. I think as a business model, it actually makes a lot of sense and we fine. At the level of success that we would have to get to for us to be risking financial turmoil, there would definitely be people buying sticker packs. It would mean that there are people that like the game enough to play it so frequently that we are hurting on the server side of things. Which means that they probably like the game enough to buy a $2 sticker pack.
I like this game, and I would never buy a sticker pack for it if it was sold by someone else.
No, but I totally would, and that's kind of that's your.
I think most
deal.
people are like me.
That
though.
is totally your. I don't think so. Like,
would you buy if you could buy more?
Look at
jokes.
Dota. Dota doesn't even affect those hats don't even affect the way you.
That's a different thing though than
play.
This. Would you on Jackbox in let's say?
I would totally buy more questions for a trivia mode.
Really?
If they had that. Yeah.
I don't think many players would.
if we were playing it regularly enough, I'd be like, yeah, I'll buy some more questions.
That's the thing, like the Dota thing you're talking about, that's a game that people play hours and hours a day, every day of their life. They have a connection to their character, to their main, etc. This is a game that you'll play once a weekend with friends, and I don't see the sticker packs being that big of an income for us.
What if I said, okay, would you, if we just bought the Trivia Party one, would you buy Trivia Party 2? Even though it's even if it was reviewed to be basically the same thing with just some extra.
If it was would I buy if it was just that mode? You mean if Jackbox was just that mode?
Yeah, would I? Like say we all bought the first one. We enjoyed the haunted trivia one, right? If you would for $2, would you buy the second one?
No, but like that's because
if everyone else said they want to buy it, you would not buy the second one for $2.
Oh, for $2. Yeah, I would buy it then if everyone was playing it.
I think it's about the price. I think that's what it comes down to.
I think it's about the frequency of playing too, and I just don't see. And also, like, trivia is a different thing where like there's a right or a wrong answer. In this game, it is how you are combining different pieces to make a different thing, and you can always combine. There's a million different permutations of those things. You can literally exhaust a trivia
Yeah, but
game.
we also have the benefit of people going out and like sharing these, and ideally, the idea is like, okay, you could
maybe I'm wrong, but I just sure maybe I'm wrong in the sticker pack and the level of success we'd have to get to at the anyway to be considering any of this would be such that a certain amount of people would be buying sticker packs, but it makes me feel much more comfortable, the idea that knowing that per host player X amount of server time is covered, because even if the sticker packs aren't selling well, I want to be able to keep it online for the people that do like it, regardless of whether they're buying things. Like,
I mean, if it came to that, we might be able to figure out a way to open or maybe let people play, run like their own server. Like we could probably make a hosted mode that tries some direct connection or something. We could figure that out if that was the case. Anyway, I for this slide, I think we should definitely put more sticker packs in the last thing at least. I do think it should be more sticker pack, but we can keep DLC sticker packs. We just say more sticker packs.
Sure.
Okay, so what am I doing?
Just do more.
Is that supposed to read partner artist sticker packs as one word?
No, I think that those are meant to be two separate things.
Okay, then I think we do more sticker packs.
Okay, so DLC sticker packs and more sticker packs?
Yeah, I think so.
Or we could change it. I would be fine with changing it to sticker packs from sponsored artists or something, or partner artists rather.
I'd be fine with that too, actually.
Either one of those is fine.
Alright.
There's also the world of like, I don't think it would happen, but like if we could get like a licensing deal that was based on royalties, not upfront license costs, like we could put in some characters and shit from other things, that would be kind of cool, and could drive engagement and people to maybe buy something from us.
With the yeah, I'm on the other side of the coin on that one. I would be, I do like, see my long pasted diatribe of in the Discord about it. I won't go over it again.
I mean, you wouldn't think it's cool to be able to do this game with Calvin and Hobbes, or like the Far Side Cows?
My ideal version of it would be like, the artists who made those guys make new original stuff that goes into here. I do think there is value in having the cultural symbology of stuff like Batman, Superman, Mickey Mouse, all that. But I think, like, I don't think that with the whole like, oh, that would drive engagement. Those things get bought by players that have the game to express themselves in games where it's a skin. But in a game like this, I just don't think that's as
think
powerful.
that this is even more express yourself.
It does. There is value to being like, I want to make a comic with Batman in it, right? I want to, like, you know a certain amount of stuff about Batman, so the jokes can be more nuanced, etc. And that is a good thing. But like, it's like.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, like there is benefit to that. I'm not saying there's not, but yeah, like the way I would love to have this game be, if it was up to me, we wouldn't even charge for sticker packs, and we would like, yeah, just see my long diatribe.
There's no way we'd be able to do that long term. You need some sort of constant revenue to run a server like that, like this. So it has to be. You have to have some form of constant revenue.
That's, well, also, if we sell the game for $10 or something, we know every host payer is playing $10. You know, I think we did the math on that.
You're still gonna have to close it down eventually. Like,
yeah,
we're gonna take a salary.
Yes, but it was like 4 or 5 years or something till it would close down.
It depends on how many people are using it a month and stuff.
With the we can walk through the math again later, but like
and like, what about us? Like, we have to pay for us and whatever next game we want to make.
I mean, like, I don't see
if every person here makes $100,000 in a year.
I'm not looking to get paid off this game. I'll get paid off the next one if we get a next one, and like, it would be, this game would have to do. I mean, like, we'll talk about it when we make the money, basically, right? But we would, I assume, once we put this out there, all this money's just going into an account that we will then, you know, all talk about how we spend the money, right?
Yeah, I'll have to start a bank account, which I was actually supposed to do already, technically, for when we started the business, but I just never did. I'll start a bank account. The money will go there. For if we get a publisher, then some of that money will go to pay me while I work on the game full time. Some of that money could go to pay Dave and Jeff if they want to use that as like a contracting sort of thing while they make art, to help get more incentive to do it, sort of thing. And maybe some of that money could go to an early partnered artist for release, to work on and make something. Then the rest of the money gets shuttered away into an account to cover server costs, and marketing costs.
Yeah,
probably
we'll see.
Should be in separate accounts.
It really depends on how well it
separately.
does and whether we could afford to pay ourselves off of it and stuff. But like, yeah, like this is the type of game I could see living for a while with a very tight, small team. But also, like, once the, yeah, we'll talk about that once we see how well it does, I guess.
Well, that brings us into the next slide. Let's monetize. If we want to sell additional sticker packs made by us, made by partner artists, and curated selection of artwork. No AI. We are still figuring this out. I think that's really speaks to it. Like, I think we just got to be honest. We don't know.
Fine with me.
Then the who we are, our faces, and then try it right now. And this is a clickable link. If it was a on PC, yes. If it was a PDF, that link is clickable. It should be. Alright. I think it's good. I would like to have a friend or someone that hasn't seen it before look over it and make sure that everything reads well to them. But other than that, I think we got it. Yeah, everyone have whoever they can look at it, make sure that there's no confusion. of like what's going on or what the slide's saying. Or yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
I will download this to a PDF for now. At least so I have a copy of it, of the current form. There's also another benefit to paying the, or another reason why we want to sell the sticker packs is so those artists make money.
To clarify on that, what I actually meant to say was the money would just go right to the artist, and that would be it.
Yeah, that'd be nice, but it does. There's a cost to what we do. I think there's value. There's value in what the artist has done, yes, but there's also value in what we're doing.
Yeah.
And to say we are just like that, our work isn't worth paying out so that we can do this more longer term, I think is, I appreciate the sentiment behind it, but I like that I want to make more games too, and having more money to do that is always better.
Yeah, I just want to make that money selling up front. It makes me more comfortable with the server costs personally, and I'm fine to sell the sticker packs.
I mean, you could do both. That's an option. If we find in like some sort of market, I'm hoping that we can do like some sort of marketing research and find out that like, okay, here's the price point things really need to come in at, and maybe we'll find that yes, people will pay an initial $10 for the game, and then or $5 for the game. I think $5 might be our price point if we're selling the base game.
$5 to $12 is what I would see. I think even at $5 though, I think when we did the math, it was like assuming it's this, assuming it gets big as X, but then basically like the thing was like, well, the numbers don't sound right. Like this doesn't sound like how much you should have to pay for this many concurrents.
No, well, we were missing the CDN costs when we did that, which it wasn't that the numbers didn't sound right. It was that there was a whole cost that we hadn't accounted for yet. Which
there was definitely something where we all agreed it kind of sounded like off.
I don't remember that. What I remember is saying this doesn't include the cost of delivering the stickers basically through a different server, essentially. That's what it would be.
It was the graph, the concurrence. I can't remember.
We did say that that Photon's estimates for monthly average users may have been high. Monthly authenticated users or whatever, unique authenticated users. Photon's estimates may have been high in that case, so we weren't sure on that if that's what you're talking about.
That is what I'm talking about.
But yeah, we at that time we didn't consider the CDN costs, which I'll do. I could do another pass at that stuff. I have the CDN costs for here written down. I just have to I'll have to get some like sets of numbers to compare to so that we have an idea of the costs. But like CDN costs for Unity,
and also. If there's no way, I was saying this before, but like if we do a model where it's like host player is the only one that has to own the game, if we do like a Steam build, right? Host player owns the game. Anyone could play on any browser or phone or whatever. But would there? I think you said the answer to this was no. But is there no way to have two versions of the game or to have one version of the game on Steam that would determine whether or not you are a paid player, a host, and then include these stickers in your download, and then then we get around the streaming in the images cost because the host player
No,
or sorry, wait,
stream the images through the relay server.
Sorry, so I got mixed up. So the stickers would be on all of them, but only accessible, or like the game would only be launchable from the paid players thing. So like if everyone were playing from Steam, in other words,
yeah,
would
it
we
doesn't
not have
matter.
to
You still need to have
this?
the textures on your side.
Yeah, I'm saying if everybody's game came with all of that, then we would
if
get around
everyone's
that,
playing
right?
the game on Steam, then they could have the stickers built in, and they don't have to reach out for them. That is true. But that's only if everyone's playing the game on Steam, which a lot of people I imagine are going to want to play on phone because that's the Jackbox way, right? I wouldn't want to have to go to my computer to play Jackbox with you guys.
I would if I was playing this game, I would for sure prefer to play it on PC because it's small on a phone and it's different than Jackbox. It
is different, but
I'm
I
not
still think like as a party game, I still think I probably want to play this on a. I personally would want to play this on a phone. But the cost for I think I did have this broken down in terms of number of downloads you could support. So if 25,000 people download the game, which you could cache it and stuff, but you would still need to. A lot of people will like be playing from different devices and stuff like that. But if 25 people, 1,000 people in a year download the sticker pack at the rate that we have right now, at the size we have right now, it would have costed, looks like about $35,000 to serve that much data to that many people. And I remember saying we can cut this cost down by making the stickers smaller for phones, or the texture smaller for phones versus like on a PC. If you're playing from PC, you likely will be playing from Steam, so then you won't need to. But if you're playing from a browser, like you don't own the game, and you're just playing it on someone else's game, which a lot of people won't be, because that is the case. Even if we do do that thing where Steam covers it, if I don't own the game on Steam, I don't get the sticker. I don't have the stickers because I don't have the build. I have to go on browser to play it with you, so I need the sticker streamed into me. And at that point, most people are going to need to download the stickers. So 25,000 downloads, which doesn't mean 25,000 people playing. That means 25,000 unique devices, basically, or 25,000. Or if we update, then everyone has to re-download the stickers sometimes. That could be up to $30,000. Maybe more. This line doesn't do it doesn't actually show me the actual value at that point.
Wait, you have a graph showing this, right, that you shared before? Can we look at that?
Yeah. So this is a yearly downloads one.
Can you zoom in?
Hold on, let me just do this instead. It gets all blurry otherwise.
Still pretty hard to see. I can't read any of those numbers or anything. Except for yearly versus 4 of downloads. So this is yearly what? Yearly
downloads. The yearly number of asset packet deliveries for specifically
I had asked
for
this in
the sticker
chat,
packs.
in the group chat, and I don't think you ever really answered it. But like, basically, this line looks like it's almost a one-to-one, a little less, right? But like, more or less, this line looks like it's saying if you have 25,000 downloads in a year, you will pay roughly $25,000, a little more actually. It's saying.
Well, 25,000 downloads a year, yeah, will be you'll be paying a little more than, yes. the cost seems to be, linear, but not $1 per thing.
Yeah, this was the thing I looked at originally that made me think I wanted to, like, a Steam thing might be better, because just like, okay,
now,
so
this will go down. Like I said, this will go down. Like it goes down with the size of this value. So it's 0.115. Let's not get rid of that number. But if we cut this texture size in half, then all of a sudden, what are we looking at here? Hold on, something's off. I went the wrong way. 0.05.
What is the size?
So then we could do 50,000, right? For basically this, obviously, right? Duh.
But like, say we do this totally, worst case scenario, everything needs to be streamed in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, how big are the textures in this graph? Like how,
So the total size of all textures is currently 115 gigabytes.
Okay. So this is just based on what's in the game
right now.
Currently.
Yeah.
We want to have, I would say roughly we want to have significantly more than what we have now, like 50% more maybe for the basic.
Yeah,
game.
Now our textures are all 4K. Not all of them, and not all of them need to be that, and probably a lot of them don't need to be that at all. Probably a lot of them could be 1080p and work just fine.
Yeah. What is it if they're 1080p? What is it? How does it change this graph? Because the thing.
They're all 4K right now. Hold on. Well, it's the, and this won't be 1-to-1 because. What's the size of a? It's 1080 by what? 1920. 1080 times 1920. And then what is 4K? It's 24. Fucking, I don't remember.
Dave, what size did you draw the biggest sprites at? What size are those images?
It doesn't matter. They're all 4K drawn. So that's the size of the texture in general. Now there's a lot of white space, so they probably are compressed pretty well. What is it? 3840 times 2160. So 25% of the cost that would cut down going to, or rather, it would be 25% of the cost. So or of the size roughly, assuming that it's about a 1-to-1. It's going to be rough math because I'm sure the compression saves a lot on it, and because there is so much white space. What the fuck did I just do with my?
So, using, you know.
Okay, so then this is.
Using conservative numbers, plug in conservative numbers, and let's look at this graph and ask how many sticker packs would we have to sell to be able to stay online for how long?
So it looks like there, right? We could do like 100,000.
Is there a way to also just like zoom
30,000?
Let's to make this graph show instead of from 100,000. Well, like, this is fine actually. So 100,000.
That's if we did 1080p.
So if we have 100,000 people playing, we pay a little more than 25.
That's not 100,000 people playing. That's 100,000 downloads of the sticker texture packs. Then that costs us $30,000-ish, maybe 35,000.
Downloads through the WebGL build, streaming it in. Are you talking?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So 100,000 people. That's 30,000. Roughly $30,000. That's a third. So every person needs to spend. Every fourth person needs to spend $1 to keep that online for a year. Is that about right?
Mm-hmm.
Every third person or fourth person needs to spend about $1. That
Something like
seems
that.
high to me. I think let's look up how often. What's a good analog to this game? How often? How many players actually buy microtransactions? Let's just start there. Actually,
It's probably low.
buy skins is going to be a different thing.
Supposed to be crazy low compared to.
It should be crazy. It will likely be crazy low. The other option is to go with a native app for every device, but then we have to make an app for every fucking device. And that is a barrier to entry. That's like specifically why you don't want to do an app, is because no one wants to download an app. They want to just go to a web page.
There is a benefit to being like, go to this website and you can play this game like Jackbox for sure. But the question is,
we could offer a subset of stickers for free on that side, and then
I always thought that the one
and then they would go. They'd have to do an app to play the full version, like to get the full set of stickers, and then the stickers just come in the app build.
Yeah, I think that's
we could do something like that. We still have to figure it out. And this is just me exploring for a little while. I need to figure out like if I could bring these costs down and how.
If you could bring them down, I'm much more confident in like
too.
a sticker-based monetization model. But looking at these numbers originally was the thing that made me think maybe.
I still am confident that could work. But
just if we have to keep, if it is the case that this bottom graph is accurate and shows that we would need to every third or fourth person to spend $1 per year, I think that's high. I don't think that many people are going to spend that, especially in a game.
No, I think we could get this cost down, though, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
I also don't necessarily think that we would have 100,000 downloads in a year, kind of thing. Well, we'd have to see how it shakes out. I think I could find ways to bring these costs down, but we're gonna need time to do it. But the point being is a consistent. If people are streaming in assets, you need a consistent source of revenue to keep so you can keep the servers on longer. It's part of the part of the thing there. We got to figure out how to basically a price point to bring those stickers in at, so that you can pay yourself, pay the artist, and pay the server for the server.
I just think if we could get every host payer to play and charge them whatever, something like $12, $10, $5. 5 would be a little low based on these numbers, but if we get the cost down, then that's, and to say, or let's just stick with this and say we charge $12 for this game, right? And we're even covered for, I think.
Let's just make it $10 so it's nice and easy to do the math, right? So for 100,000 downloads, let's say every person only has to download the package once, right? That's $1 million.
Well, we're also thinking that like not all these players are going to be host players, right? That own the game. So in the same way of the sticker packs, I think you need to if we're giving it away for free. If everybody needs an app, then I think it tends more to the if 100,000 people all buy the game, we'll definitely be covered, is what I'm trying to say. But if only a fraction, what fraction of people are we anticipating have to pay that $12? Because I had originally envisioned it as only one player needs to own it.
I think ideally we make this work with only one player needs to own it. And again, I gotta go look at the other CDN offers and see what it costs to run through them. I did quickly look through Amazon, but I don't think this is not I don't think I have a graph for Amazon. This is for Unity right here.
But if we do if we do if we do $10 for the game for the host player, and we say 1 in 6 people, I think that's a decently conservative estimate, pays for it, then what are we at? Does that how long does that cover server costs for? So 1 in every 6 people pays $10 out of 100,000. So 100,000 divided by 6 is 16,000. Yada yada yada. So that doesn't cover.
I think we're actually probably looking more on the frequency of like 5% of people, maybe like 1% of people actually spending money on it.
I think that's for
the
the
stickers.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
But for the sold game, that number can be a lot higher, just more justifiably, I think, and can cover a lot more server time. That was
having an upfront sales cost, it will make sense. I agree. I never said that that's not the case, that we should only go with or in the beginning I said that, but very shortly after I agreed that we could sell it upfront, but also do the sticker, but also still sell the sticker packs. My bigger point here is that selling the sticker packs is going to be a requirement, and we are going to have to keep that money, a good chunk of that money. We can't just give it away because we need to keep these things running.
So let's say 100,000 people. Let's say a high estimate, 5% by 0.05. That's only $5,000 a year, right? If we are selling them for $1. If we sell them for $2, that's $10,000. $5, that's $25,000. So they would need to be like $5 sticker packs, roughly, to make this.
Yeah, it'll
make
depend
sense.
on
the way the numbers are plugged in right now.
Where the fuck is I don't know why I can't see which data points this is using. I fucking hate oh, here we go. Google Charts kind of suck on this. They're hard to fucking work with. Okay, it just doesn't want to show me where these are coming from. I think it's this chart that this is coming from.
But yeah, I think and so if we sold them for $5 a pack, that would cover most of the server costs per year, assuming people are continually buying them. And then if we take a whatever 80%, 20%, I just feel like what artist is gonna wanna like if we're selling them for at $100,000, if we're selling them for $5 each, 25,000.
Yeah, it looks like the Amazon CDN costs are way lower. What is this? Oh no, they're pretty comparable. Because here's 50,000. That's per month, yeah.
But if we're selling these sticker packs for $5 and we're taking, say, an 80% and the artist is taking a 20%, they're only going to come away with $5,000 for 100,000 downloads.
Now remember, these are yeah, that's.
When patients are not caring for their
Let me
lips,
look at this. So this is yearly costs for number of downloads in a year. Yeah, okay. And this is. Sorry, I'm trying to remember how I set these tables up. This is gigabytes per month. So if we did 50 gigs per month.
I guess there is also a value to just having, like, if you got 100,000 downloads and $5,000, having your name on the sticker packs is also something.
Yeah. Trying to figure out where these numbers because this is the Unity one, this is the Amazon one. I'm trying to remember where these
Do they not have references?
number of downloads came from. That's gigabytes per month, which is that. Oh, it's because that's why. It's because it's yearly. Okay, so this is sorry, hold on. To adjust this chart is slightly wrong. I was like, something is wrong here. This should be number of downloads per month.
Oh.
So that changes the calculus a little bit. I was like, something doesn't add up here. This is, yeah, because this is gigabytes per month, the monthly, but this is the yearly.
In that case, can we definitely change the y-axis to be like between 10 and 100,000 instead of 100 and 400,000?
Well, it's still a yearly cost, but this is a monthly number of downloads.
I'm just saying, if what's the odds that we're gonna get 100,000
here?
I'm saying, what are the odds we're gonna get 100,000 downloads in a month? Like that, like the scope of the graph seems.
That's a lot of people. So that if we talk about if we say that on average every person will download it once, right? I guess that's like, will we have 25,000 people playing our game in a year? Probably not. At least not when we first get started, unless we really take off.
That's what I mean. These numbers seem high now that is monthly.
All right, let me.
The y-axis seems to be too big.
I can change the axis range, I think. I mean, I know I can. I just don't remember how. Here we go. Maximum. We'll do the maximum at 50,000.
Yeah, let's do 50,000.
Dollars. Sorry, that's dollars. Let me remove that. Not that one. We want maximum height, right? To be 50,000 people.
Even that seems a little high, but that'll give us a better idea.
All right, and then I guess then I need to shift this down to like 75,000. Maybe 75,001, so I can actually see that tick mark.
No, but it's also
76,000. There we go.
It's also like, it's just this easy way to think about it is like per person, it is roughly $1, more than $1, a little more than $1.
Yeah, I could probably do some better data representation here to figure out what it would look like per person if we assume that a person will download this like in a month. If they play a unique plays, right? In a month, if you play this thing 3 or 4 times, assuming that you're caching it, let's say that you have to download it 2 times, right? Like you're playing on 2 different devices or something. Now that's actually probably not actually the case, but if each person has to download it 2 times uniquely, then we just cut our downloads in half to get to the number of people we think we could support, essentially.
Here's a thing. This is just for like emergency, if we actually figure out that like there's kind of no way to make this work money-wise and have it be the type of game we want to make. What if, alright, would there ever be a way? Because if you're playing over Discord, I would assume you'd want to be playing on PC, right? If you're playing in a room with people, you'll want to play on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way where in the second scenario, you're likely in the second scenario to be on the same Wi-Fi as the host? Can you get it through the Wi-Fi?
You could. We'd have to figure that out. Theoretically, I guess you could, but the problem is so the relay server part is the problem. That's how this works. I don't actually know how to do network code. Like the relay just does it for me, right? It sends the packets to the server. The server is a certified server that everyone trusts, and so it comes down. We could also do NAT punch through stuff, which I had to figure out, but that's like where you just directly connect. There's a lot I need to learn about how the networking stuff works to cut this down, but I guess there's a world where you could download the stickers locally from other people, but I'm not sure that it is easy to do.
Okay. Yeah, if we could do that, something like that, or the NAT punch through stuff where you're just getting it directly from the host, then I'm much more comfortable selling the game for a very low price, or even making it outright free and then selling sticker packs. If not, then I think an upfront cost is the way to to go.
We're still figuring it out.
Upfront cost
that's
and
what the whole
pack.
slide is about. We need to figure this out, and it'd be nice if the publisher had some insights on this too. So, I think it's good to have these numbers ready if we need them and talk about them like that. But I don't think we need to figure this all out right now. I can look into a little bit more on how we can maybe drop these numbers down. You know, because like if we go to 1080p textures, right, 0.02875, assuming that this estimate is roughly correct, then all of a sudden for $25,000, you know, we can support clearly well over 50,000 downloads in a month. That skyrockets, right? That's huge compared to what it was before. Let's go to the vertical axis and set that up to 100,000.
Make that. I even think you could do something as low as
75,000. Here we go. 75. So our current textures at you know, at 1080p with my rough estimate would get us to be about $25,000 a year.
It helps me to visualize this as per person. So per person, how much is that?
So if we assume that every person will have to download it at least twice, that's 37,500 people a month.
So per person on a yearly basis, what's the dollar amount to support them?
So if on a yearly basis, that's equals this times 12. So that would be 450,000 people playing, or, you know, well, I guess that's the same 37,000 people playing in the year, right? So I guess we don't want to do that. But on the yearly basis, it would cost us about $25,000. So 25,000 divided by this. Oh, sorry, I'll put it over here. Equals this divided by 25,000 is about $1.
That's what it was before, though. It should be lower.
That's wrong. 25,000. Other way around. 25,000 divided by that. I swapped them over. 25,000 divided by that. There you go. About 66 cents.
Okay, that makes much more sense with what it was before. Okay.
Yeah, 67 cents.
Yeah, I like that number for. That's a number that seems closer to being like, you know, being able to sell the game for like $5 or something.
I think on mobile we could do 720p textures too, which would bring it down. I could also try compressing this further. I don't know what the size of the textures will wind up being if they're compressed to like with the Brotli compression. That could help. Let me see here. I don't think I get to see what the texture sizes are in this part. I only see them as the in the build. So once the textures are compressed, this might even go down even further. Because I believe I was getting the texture of size. Let's see here. I believe I was getting it from the build report, if I remember right. It must not be from here because this is too big for the build for what I was talking about. I don't remember how I was getting the texture size. Where was I? That's uncompressed usage by categories or a compressed size somewhere. God, there's a lot of fucking crap in here. God, look at all this crap. Is there a compressed size? No, it doesn't look like it. I must be getting it from somewhere. I just don't know where. I know I looked it up. I just don't remember from where I got that information.
Right on. Well.
Oh, you know what I think I did actually? I think I literally just went to the textures page and pulled that folder out and compressed it manually. So that compression is just zip compression, which is not as good as other types of compression.
Yeah, maybe
I think I just went to.
If there's once you've looked up different ways to stream this stuff in and whatever, and have a better idea of the stuff, I think we can have another conversation about what the app looks like and how we sell it and all that. But
yeah, I wasn't expecting us to really get into that today. I figured that if we ever got like a meeting on the schedule, we could really dig into how that would work. If someone ever like said, "Hey, we want to talk about your game." Yeah, here we go. So if I paste these in here. And then compress these. I wonder if I can do Brotli compression in here. No, it doesn't look like. But yeah, I know when they get compressed with the Brotli method is a BROTLI is like the standard for high levels of compression, and I think that would help us in this case. Anyway, I did want to, before we go, and this meeting went longer than I expected, just like that. Yeah, there we go. That's it looks like it's actually gotten a little bigger too. Maybe because there's some stuff in here that I had taken out that I knew wouldn't be part of the final build. .57 or 0.157 gigs is what this is now. Anyway, well, I'll talk about what we want to do, what we need to take care of in this final build in order to send this out. What do we think is absolutely has to be done?
I gave my list for that a while back, and I put it somewhere. I can't remember where. Maybe in the Heartlamp General. Oh, my to-do list by end of year on 12/1. So get tutorial room in showable state. Dave, I need alternates for the cow and gun. Actually, I don't need that anymore.
Are you back to making stickers now?
So actually, the tutorial room is good. It just needs to be put in and be able to go into it and leave it.
We need these buttons to look better. These buttons right now are like if I resize these, they fit. Now they stay on the screen. I guess they're fine the way there is. The text inside them is slightly different. Like
yeah, the offline needs to be needs to be the same font as the others. Although I was just gonna redo.
Also, these boxes are white technically. I forgot that I just updated this to resize now with the letterboxing, so at least they stay in letterboxing, and you don't notice. But these little corners are actually white. You see it when I hover over it. Maybe you can't see with the compression on Discord, but you can see.
So fixing up the way this looks and all the rounds of the flop mode. So add animations for the tool menu again. Add Jeff's stripped Heartlamp thing to the title screen. Work with Marcus to make flop stages look nice, and I have ideas for each of those. And then also add a scoring round. And I have a maybe redo the title screen animation, but we need to worry about that. But basically, to my mind, just put in the tutorial room, put in the animations for the new animations that I made for the tool menu, and make the title screen and all the modes that are currently in flop look nice, and add a scoring round for the flop. That's it. Those 5 things.
All right. Well, we got to go through. Anyone else have anything else they want to do? I looks like I need to update the offline mode. It has some weirdness going on with its selection there. I think normally in the offline mode, a lot of this, like this, I don't know what this weird bar is on the side. I had to figure out what that is. Also, I think this UI normally renders on top, but it's not right now, which actually should be easy enough to fix. Do that right now. But anyway, yeah, I can do a lot of that stuff. I think I'm gonna take a break on the text sticker stuff because I'm just tired of working on it. It's closer, but it just needs the word bubble stuff. The tail stuff needs more time still. But it's workable right now. The state that it's in, it's usable. Maybe I'll take one last swing at it when I get done fixing up some of the other stuff. But we definitely need a scoring round, I agree. I'll maybe start with that, and then we can polish stuff up. But we should probably get some, like do we want some background assets and stuff to make the modes look nicer? Like,
so I have all what my ideas were for all this stuff. Let's see, this is a little bit out of date at this point, but
by February 18th.
Go through
all tax forms and tax situations.
For drafting stage, you know, we have an animation for bringing in the stickers and removing them and replacing them if you don't want it. That's basically all that needs to get done for that. I said maybe like a crumpling paper, but that might be hard, so maybe just a hand drawing them in and erasing them or something like that.
That would be easier, at least, for sure.
Yeah. For the vote stage, redo as image, or basically just make it like after you've read it, after it's been presented, show it on a rotating carousel thing, basically, where you can hit up and down and the comics, you know, rotate on the carousel into the camera view at a very, very slight angle. Share stage is fine.
Then that requires you like clicking up and down to look at all the comics, right? That might be. I'm not sure that's the best presentation for a voting
it's
round.
Still more,
you know what I mean?
They're still more readable, I think, in this way with one on screen. Then I think it's a good idea to show only one on screen at a time. Also, it should not move forward past the voting round for longer, at least, and it should go automatically if everybody's locked in. The share stage is fine. Just change BG to maybe some looping rectangles or something. Make it look like Persona is what I have. Actually, for share stage, could do a button people press that plays laughter. Although we don't need to do that. That would be good though for eventually. Like a cheer button during presentation, not voting. Add music that speeds up over time to creative stage. That's not a need to be done, but was it nice to be done? Add a scoring stage by making a bunch of nice looking buttons and meters that will fill up. And add a curtain that drops down in between each stage and says the name of the stage. I do actually think that would be pretty nice to get in, like draft, create, share, vote, score.
Yeah, I mean, we might be able to get something like that in. So if someone can come up with the animation, I can make it play. If someone comes up with like the curtain opening animation, if maybe Dave or Jeff want to draw a curtain, and then we could just move with like 2 sides.
Do some curtaining.
Yeah, do Mario 3 curtains, big fancy curtains. Could also maybe even color it in this time, although you could have a colored and non-colored version. We could see which one we want. But basically that's it. Yeah, like make the animation, get animations for the picking your stickers during the presentation mode. I actually think it's basically fine. It just needs some nice background and stuff. For the voting, I do think rather than showing all 4 on the screen at the same time, I think rotating carousel that you rotate through and view them one at a time up close would be better. And and then we need to add the scoring round. For that, I was going to just I was gonna try and make an object for that, like a prefab for that, and then just have it track what the score was last round, and then get the scores from you, Marcus, and have it like play a little animation once. Yada yada yada.
Yeah, I can. I mean, any animation you want to do, feel free to play out, and I can get you whatever you need to make those work nicer, look nice, or to get you the data that you need. All right. Timeline too for this, so I can go through and handle those. I'll start working on the flop mode and prettying it up. I don't think I'll start with the flop itself because that'll take time. I think I'll start with the small stuff like getting a score round in, and carousel is actually pretty easy to make.
So I have a very specific.
Surprisingly, is like surprisingly intensive. You don't usually want to do a blur effect if you can avoid it. Just because blur effects require second passes, and you don't want to do a second pass. And I'm pretty sure they can even be more complicated than that when you're, or more intensive than that if you're doing a nice blur. But we can make something work. We can figure it out. Worst case, we could actually just put a little black overlay so that the others are just maybe not out of focus, but they're darkened.
Yeah, I just I think it would look very nice if the camera was at an angle for this, at least. The blurring we can talk about. Similar to the slight angle that similar to the slight angle that I used for the tutorial room, just a very slight angle, but the comic is now taking up much more of your screen, so it's still very readable.
We can play around with it. I do think the Persona menus look good, so I'm open to seeing what those look like, what it could look like. We just had to switch to a different camera system because it needs to go into perspective mode at that point.
Yeah, we would have to switch to another camera. We have to turn a camera off for.
Yeah, we could switch that camera to perspective because you can just swap the modes on the fly, but then I'd worry about it messing with other stuff. Like the clamp to screen stuff is which actually already will mess with. So there's considerations that have to be made because like I clamped your hand to the screen, and I guess maybe it doesn't have to be clamped to the screen, but it was a way to prevent you from dragging a sticker all the way off and losing it forever. I could take the clamping off for that, but that's a weird place I'd have to toggle. I don't know. There are things that we have to consider because remember, you're faking the hand movement and stuff for your camera, but we'd have to make it actually work properly for a perspective camera.
Well, in that round though, you won't need a hand though, right? You'll just use your buttons. Yeah, right. It's just up and down and select. That's all you need. You don't need to.
Yeah. Well, how would you do that on like when you want to click an up and down arrow?
You click an up and down arrow and then hit a button for select. So it would be 3 buttons, up, down.
Oh, you mean just use the mouse like we do in the UI? Well, some of the UI, I guess you could do that. Ideally, I was thinking that
you could use arrow keys on the keyboard. I guess you could just use arrow keys and turn it.
Yeah, but no one wants to have they don't have to use arrow keys for anything else. You don't want to force them to do that.
But it could also just be buttons on screen because in mobile that's going to be needed anyway.
Yeah, it does need to be buttons on screen. I think that's the way you have to do it because that's how most of the time.
That's another reason that in this mode I wanted to show the one thing at a time rotating on a carousel because I think the way it would look right now on a screen with those tiny images would be very, very hard to read on a phone, even a nice one.
And what do you do for like picking it? You just stay on that part of the carousel?
No, you hit a button to say I'm locked in, basically.
All right. All right, I'll mess around with it. So timeline. Now we're back on my side of things for the timeline. God, I really want to just get this thing out and see what people say about it. Next week is probably too soon, but maybe I could make it work for all this stuff. At very least, what we haven't done in a while is play as 4 people. We really need to do that again. So next week, if we can, it'd be nice if we could. Well, I guess Tuesday we're doing. Wednesday's New Year's Eve. Wednesday's New Year's, right? Day. So Tuesday we're doing Jackbox. Maybe that's not a good idea to back them.
Force everyone to do it. Everyone's gonna be around anyway.
The problem, I would do that if it was mobile, if mobile stuff was working. But it doesn't.
Would it work for more than? It won't work for more than 4 players right now, mobile or not, right? It's built specifically for up to 4.
Yeah, it's also built for up to 4 right now. It literally does not. It can't handle more than 4 people. All right, but I'll keep you apprised of where I'm at each day, and I'll let you know if a timeline. But I really do. It's time to start submitting this thing. Like we're going past what I would have hoped. Yeah, and we should maybe look at other options if Innersloth doesn't work out. Obviously, we can pitch to more than one place at the same time.
Yeah, the thing I read was like, don't worry about getting your pitch perfect. Just worry about getting you'll pitch to a bunch of people basically. You'll probably be pitching this more than once. You may even.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be fine with that. Innersloth is just the one that I think is the highest probability of us actually aligning with their goals. So it had some promise. But all right, that's all I got for today. I'll get more numbers on the CDN stuff because I'll check that stuff out. We can figure out how that all will work, and if we have to, we'll see what the final numbers work out to be. I'll have to sit down and look at all of the options.
Right on.
How's everyone liking Caves of Could?
I like that game a lot. A real lot, actually. It's definitely my favorite one of those.
Cool.
What class are you playing, Dave?
Just rolling random people.
I actually really like random people. One of my favorite guys is just a random guy. I also highly suggest having more than one guy.
I played every UFO 50 game now. But I think I'm gonna put that game down now.
Right on.
Cowboy one was interesting, but it's so grindy, which I guess is on purpose.
Yeah. It's not my thing.
I don't know, like I played maybe 30 minutes of it before.
Actually,
I was
that's
like,
not true. It is kind of my thing. Jeff said it's like an artifact adventure, and that game was neat. But it is technically open world. It's it's a JRPG, which are not my thing, but I will eventually play it.
It's just too much grinding. Like that's not what I want. I don't want to. It's not something I want to do in a game. Just grind out the same type of battle over and over again. without any sort of like it doesn't have deep enough systems for me to be interested in that. Like maybe if there's more of the combat or something like that, I'd be more interested in it. But there's
Well, if
isn't
Jeff
much to
was,
it.
if Jeff's comparison was, I haven't really played enough of it to see, but if Jeff's comparison was good, then it's not about, it's more about being open than about that's what Artifact Adventure is, at least. Like it's systems are all.
I mean, I think it's kind of grindy too, but I like doing that.
There's a neat aesthetic. I liked that I could be a dog. I could be just a dog. First I was just a dog. I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna just play as the dog and only the dog. And then I realized, oh wait, the game's unplayable this way. I don't know if anyone has picked the dog, but
Oh, do you
Yeah,
not
I have a
have to
dog.
take a full
The
team
dog
if you don't
plays by
want?
himself.
yeah, the dog plays by himself. You don't have to take a full team now.
Interesting.
The first thing I did is try to leave that room, and it wouldn't let me. It said you had to pick at least one person. So I said, okay, I'll pick one person. And it was the dog. Everyone else deserves to burn. And then I got into my first combat, and I was like, oh, I don't know what's happening, because I hadn't had combat before, so I didn't understand what the fuck was happening. It's like I don't know why. Like I don't like why I'm seeing this weird bar show up for a second. Like I must not be getting something. And then I actually just looked it up and I was like, oh, other people play different. You actually use it's a real time like active reload system sort of thing. Yeah. So then I went back with the full party. I picked the mystical lady, the criminal, the dog again, obviously, and who was my fourth? I forget who the doctor with one arm. And I played all of them, and it just didn't. And yeah, after like half an hour, I just wanted like abilities or something deeper, and I just I couldn't find it.
I'm playing Onion Delivery. It is quite a hard game.
Oh god, that
That
game
game
is a nightmare.
I love
was
it.
a fucking nightmare.
Did anybody
Golding
beat
that
it?
game was so fucking frustrating. That was one of the last games I hit the gold on before I was like, fuck this, I'm not doing the gold anymore.
So, two questions. So, how roughly how long did it take you to gold? Just curious.
I don't know. I could probably tell you, right? Let me launch the game.
Or not gold, but just beat. How long before you? Is that golding it?
That's the gold. The gold is beating it. It's downloading. It must have an update.
But did you did you realize that you could like drift?
Yep, I knew I could drift.
Okay. And what was my last thing? Oh, did you realize that you get a heart back if you
yeah, the longer you run and
yeah,
the faster you go.
I'm like 4 hours in and I just figured that out, and now I think I can beat it just from knowing that.
Some of it is just bullshit though. How many days have you gone to?
5.
And there are 6 days, right? Is that what it is?
I thought it was 7.
No,
but...
it's a full week. 7. Yeah, that's what it is.
Are there 7 things though? It's zombies. It's nothing. Zombies. Weather. The weather's the fucking worst. Onion monster. UFOs. Cop chase. I'm missing 1. Or it's 6.
Sorry. Oh, the sludge.
Sludge.
Sewers.
Oh, sludge is the fucking worst, actually.
They also, like, as you get later, you get less time to go places, or not that you get less time. They send you to further places that you've never been before. It's all about learning the map, which is annoying. It took me 3.5 hours to beat that game. Looks like 3 hours and 21 minutes. That literally is the last one I golded. And Mortal 2 I golded. I liked Mortal 2.
Mortal 2 is the best game on that
Mortal
card.
2 is one of the best ones on there.
Mortal
sure.
2
Yeah.
is the best game on there. I like
It's
honestly, I saw a thing on Reddit that was like, would you pay full price for any single price of UFO 50 for any single UFO 50 game? And most people were like, no, it's better. It's bigger than the sum of its parts. That's kind of the point of it. But a few people were like, yes, Mortal 2, and I was like, yep.
It would need more to it. Like, I didn't realize for so long. I thought the gold. You guys all beat it, I guess. So you know what the
No,
gold is,
I
which
didn't
is
beat it
beating-
yet. I've only played it with
Okay.
Dave, so I haven't beat it
Yeah,
yet.
I didn't beat it either.
I've only played it twice.
I thought the gold was something that it wasn't, so I was trying to do something that was not what you're supposed to do.
Also, Dave,
Which made it last
I
longer.
didn't confirm that this is where this is, but I did confirm that it is the case that in Mooncat there are alternate paths, and someone was ranking the things in a video, and he briefly mentioned that in Mooncat, if you play it again, you can go different ways.
Oh yeah, it shows the
Okay.
It shows that in the summary thing. It says like I think that might be the cherry. Beat it with multiple paths or something, or find the specific path or something. Yeah, I got the impression that was the case for that.
We thought it was, but I think we went the same way both times. I would love to do a tier list for that with everybody. But honestly, Caves of Cud, game of the year this year for me is definitely probably UFO 50 or Caves of Cud first. Probably UFO 50 though. Yeah, I did UFO 50. Caves of Cud is new and exciting, but after that wears off, I'm sure it'll be UFO 50. Caves of Cud, UFO 50, or UFO 50, Caves of Cud. Then Animal Well. Did Dungeonborn come out this year? It'd be hard to say that one's in the top 5 considering its current state, but I really did have a lot of fun playing that game.
I'm not sure when that came
Is it
out.
out or is it still in early access?
Did it come into early access this year? I guess it's still in early access.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That one, and then what else? Lethal Company was last year, right?
What was?
Lethal Company?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, October.
That was still when Fiona was sleeping up here.
October
I think.
2023.
What do you usually build towards in this game, Chris?
Depends on my guy, really, but with it really just depends on my guy. What do you have? What are your traits? Also, are you you're probably playing it on Steam Deck.
I'm playing on my computer right now.
Here, stream. Let me look at your guy.
I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna lay down.
Later.
Good.
Alright, go to your attributes. What do you... you're a cybernetic guy, huh? I haven't really figured out how to play these people. I played as one and I died instantly, and I didn't...
Cybernetics. I don't know how you get more of these, but it's just like a
Yeah,
whole
you
different
gotta
set of equipment.
Find
I've
them.
never gotten another one. Yeah. Going all agility and dodging.
Go to, or what skills do you have so far? I think there's like a tactics one that's got some good agility stuff.
Short blade works good with juke, which is in the tactics thing.
Yes.
But I haven't gotten it yet. Yeah, juke.
And how many points do you have to spend? Not many.
I just spent a bunch of them.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of ego, a few self-disciplines, because there's one that's just like you heal way faster, which I found to be pretty nice. Yeah, self-discipline, persuasion, and like mobility stuff basically is what I've been doing.
Fuck.
Ooh, you're crazy. What are I think you wanna Ooh, how do you get to that menu? Are you on controller?
Yeah.
Are these guys both average?
I think so, yeah.
Probably fucked unless you run then.
Yeah, I'm trying to run.
Also, do you have this, there's this thing called something wheat, whatever, and if you get like stunned or anything, or like can't move for a turn, it's a good one to use because it confuses you, or you can use it and it heals you but confuses you, which means the tiles will be all fucked up, and don't step on that thing.
Oh shit. Okay, I guess I killed them with my gun.
Damn. That was fucking wild. Or one of them.
Down, am I right?
Giant centipede dies. Cannibal dies. Yeah.
Everyone just died.
So if I were you now. Also, don't be afraid to just wait a turn to heal. Looks like
I
you
always
did
do.
that.
Yeah, I hit B to heal up.
Also, careful taking diagonal steps where you can't see the walls, because there's some monsters that just hang off the walls and they could be sitting on the wall and attack you or grab you.
Yeah, those fucking vine things.
Yeah.
They're always super easy to kill though. Freaking
Oh, do those things not hurt you?
They confuse me when I walk by them sometimes. Fuck with where I'm going.
Ooh.
GL.
So you can inspect that bizarre contraption and you'll get shit sometimes from it, or like experience.
Oh, Gasper. Cool. Oh shit. Fuckload of arrows. I need a fuckload of bullets. Fuck are you?
What is that? That exclamation point moving.
I don't know. Shit, what the
Ooh,
fuck are you?
ooh, that looks like a scary thing. Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
impossible. It's neutral though.
It is neutral, yeah. He won't attack you, presumably, but
heat of sacred math burned the air, then cooled.
what are all those things coming out of it?
It's the sacred math.
Also, has anyone found oil anywhere yet?
Petty mortal, bring me 6 luminous horseshoes, and I shall reward you with great renown.
Oh, I had one of those. One.
Alright, well, if I see any horseshoes.
Oh, that's cool. I never had that happen. Ugh. I also strongly advise having more than one guy in this game, because when I was playing with only one guy at a time and I would lose my I would die, I'd be like, that's a bummer. But now I'm like, well, whatever. I have 2 other guys.